Happy Monday, guys. I know you guys missed us. We're back at it again, coming back for another episode of the Daily Crypto News, which is always myself, Mr. Vibin. I got my brother with me, Scott Tripp, aka the Crypto Beast. As you guys know, I'm one of the admins over here at BigONE, as well as Asia Blockcast. Always like to take a couple of minutes out of the day, kind of hip you guys on what's going on in the crypto world, pick out some interesting stories. It was a lot that happened over the weekend. So I'm excited to be back and excited to talk to Scott again and see what he has going on. But before we jump into some stories, I'll let him get a breath in and then we'll take it from there.
Yeah, for sure. Scott with BigONE, of course, to handle the social media and that for it. So excited to be here and yeah, just excited to get this going. It's Monday, new start to the week and hopefully new start to everything. So yeah, excited.
Well, as you guys know, it's been getting cold here in the States, especially on the east side. We actually have winter. I know where Scott is, he's getting a little bit of the winter, and it seems like the crypto's been getting a little bit of the winter, right? Like we've seen Bitcoin not being able to break back above and stay in this bullish trend, kind of spiraling down, causing a somewhat of a panic. So we went from this very neutral feeling market to it's almost a fearful market right now. Like I feel like people are kind of on edge about everything that's going on. It's a lot of skepticism. It's a lot of reports. It's a lot of FUD. It's a lot of stuff going on. But as always, we're going to jump into a couple of those. One of the first articles I wanted to bring to you guys, pretty sure you heard about it over the weekend, that BitMart did get hacked. The report says that BitMart had been hacked for anywhere between 150 million to 220 million, making it one of the largest hacks of the year. I know earlier this year, Polygon did get hacked for $600 million, and I think that was back in August. So that made it a lot bigger than this. So in terms of when I try to put that in speculation for people, it's this isn't the biggest, people make it seem like on social media, this is the biggest hack ever. And it's really not that big. Polygon went through a higher one and was still able to pick it up and keep moving after that. But a lot of prices did go down, announcing the BitMart, because they had to close the exchange, enable exchange until they could figure out what was going on. It was first announced by PeckShield. PeckShield was the first one to report it, and then BitMart later confirmed that it was. But right now, it looks like they were only able to attack, a private key that was attached to a couple of the exchange wallets, not to any personal wallets. So it doesn't look like any individual was targeted here. It was more so a target on the exchange itself. But they were able last week to raise about $300 for some Series B funding. So I think they're going to essentially take that Series B funding and go ahead and try to, add the liquidity back to the exchange for what was taken out, just so they could get all the volume going back. But we'll go to see what comes of it in the next couple of days. But it was definitely one of the articles that I thought was interesting from over the weekend.
Yeah, definitely. And like any exchange getting hacked is big news, especially when the market is in this downtrend that it was in. I think that was kind of like the perfect time for the guy to do what he did. Everybody's minds were elsewhere. So he took advantage of something to win when the cryptocurrency exchanges kind of win, because I don't know if BitMart does the futures trading, but I would assume that some of them took some heavy hits of some people as well, and had big, probably potential wallets sitting there for people to get as well, right? So
yeah, man. And I tell you what, the BitMart actually led to a controversy all over crypto, where you've seen projects not being able to launch. BSC also had some issues this weekend, lagging on a couple of things. So it really created a very downtrend in the weekend, in the sense of BSC. We've seen a lot of tokens not launch, and if they did launch, they weren't able to obtain a lot of holders. I know for Doge Cola, they were supposed to start their staking app, and because tokens are locked up on the BitMart exchange right now, they're going to push it back to probably Friday before they release that D app. So definitely something that caused a lot of fear over the weekend. So just want to give you that guys news.
Yeah, for sure. I guess my article, the one I'll start out with is Japanese regulators seek limits on domestic stablecoin issuance. Financial regulators in Japan are reportedly planning to seek limits on who can issue stablecoins in the country. According to Nike, I forget how to say it, but it's NIKKEI, citing sources familiar with the matter. The Financial Service Agency wants to withhold such activities for banks and wire services. So, it's kind of funny. I see this as a common theme, and the one way that the government's kind of looking at regulating cryptocurrency, because that's a one way of getting out, is actual stable coins. So in the end, or more of a stable environment for people in cryptocurrency. So by doing this, it was bound to happen sooner or later, but Japan being one of the forefront countries, obviously, in looking into doing this. So
Yeah, I'm not surprised. Any actions from Japan. I don't want to say any of it's going to be actually truth until they actually implement it, right? Like, there's been so much stuff going on in the media lately that it's kind of hard to pick and choose when we do our crypto news of what's like really just media for versus reality, right? In terms of market, it doesn't seem like much is dumping on that side. But I mean, to say anything about stables other than they're stable, I mean, that's just pretty much where they're going to be, right? So definitely going to just kind of pay attention to it. But to jump into the next article, it is the holiday season. It's always a lot of giving during this time of the season. So a lot of giving back for Christmas and stuff like that. And I know here in the States, I don't know about in Canada. Do you guys have Toys for Tots? It's like a
we do have a little bit of that. Like some of the dealerships in different places like that will donate, and they've known to fill buses and different things like that to give back. So yeah, it's
okay. Yeah,
not
so
as
our
much
Toys
as in the States. It's a bit different in the States, I think, versus here.
Oh yeah, for sure. For us, our Toys for Tots is it's basically a charity program, and they give back. They actually collect toys and give back, and it's ran by the U.S. Marines here in the States. But this year, the fintech provider Unbank, the CEO Ian Kane, said that they're going to go ahead and accept crypto donations for the Toys for Tots this year. He said that it's been a really bullish year for him. He said the cryptocurrency bull market has been good to us all of this in this industry, and this holiday season is the perfect time to pay for it. So it looks like he's going to be excited to participate with some of the big players that usually donate for the Toys for Tots and get them to donate a little bit of cryptocurrency. I'm not sure they're going to use that to actually purchase the toys. Doesn't really go into that deep into the article, but I think anybody that's a good Samaritan and willing to donate the kids at a time like this, I think it goes to show it goes to show like gratitude and being able to give back. So definitely a good story to hear. Definitely want to commend Ian for doing this, and he's also a fellow Marine, so it probably felt like he was doing something, hitting home for himself. So good news. I love to see crypto get involved in more charity work and giving back in a sense, and we know that giving back is very, very important. I mean, we learned that with Andy, and we see how much charity work he does. So always good to hear new stories like that. So shout out to Ian Kane as well as Unbank.
Yeah, definitely. And my next article, kind of like this, because this falls into kind of the same South American part of the world, and I have friends from here, so I kind of like this. Cryptocurrency exchange Gemini will offer frictionless Bitcoin trading in Colombia for customers of the country's biggest bank, Colombia. The company said in a statement Monday. However, it is unclear whether users will be able to withdraw funds, a vital feature for achieving the financial sovereignty that Bitcoin enables. The partnership is part of the government-sponsored pilot program. It will launch on December 14th, giving an initial cohort of Colombia customers a seamless on and off ramp to trade Bitcoin through the exchange, which is awesome. Like, that's again another move, just kind of like El Salvador. I know El Salvador is fairly close to Colombia, so I'm assuming they're seeing what Bitcoin is doing for them as well. So you're starting to see that transition over in that area too as well, and same kind of issues in Colombia as it is in El Salvador, maybe more militia related than gang related like it is in El Salvador, but same kind of issues.
Yeah, I'm kind of interested to see if like these these Latin countries are going to be like a test net for Bitcoin and how it would react as a global currency. I think it's going to get really interesting as we start seeing more of the the Latin countries and a few of the countries that a little bit behind, I guess I would say, on technology and fintech, which doesn't cause them to have a thriving market. But I think that these countries may be used as almost like a test net to see what's going on and how Bitcoin will react and giving it to citizens. A lot of interesting debates when it comes to Bitcoin and pricing, but it's not the time for that right now. But I'm definitely always intrigued to see other countries take on the adoption and become a bigger whale in a sense in the Bitcoin trading.
Yeah, definitely.
So kind of funny you were talking about Bitcoin. Just to stay on Bitcoin, one of the hot stories today, Satoshi Nakamoto, he has came out and pretty much told everybody who he was. Mr. Craig Wright, as we all know, Craig Wright's been proclaiming to be Satoshi Nakamoto for some time now. He had a partner. His name was David Kleeman. He passed away in 2013. He had also proclaimed that him and Craig Wright came together to form BitCoin. And, now it was a court case pretty much to set the record straight that if it was a partnership between himself and Dave Kleeman. So Dave Kleeman's brother was actually the one who was suing Craig Wright and saying that he's owed, or that their family is owed 50% of those 100 million Bitcoins that are, supposedly still in Satoshi's possession. Today, Craig Wright was cleared of all charges, and it was concluded that he didn't have a partnership with Dave Kleeman, at least by evidence. However, none of the Bitcoin has moved from that wallet with 100 million. I dare to say if it does, what will be good or what will be bad, but I don't think that would be a great thing for cryptocurrency. Overall, I think, to say something good about Craig Wright, that he does have plans to better certain things that's going on in the world as far as poverty goes. But I'm not gonna sit over here and kind of go with the thing that he's Satoshi. This doesn't actually prove it to me. I think that it was his word versus a dead man's word. And God rest Dave Kleeman, but this is how it goes in litigation, and when you're trying to prove something in litigation, it's one word versus another word. So right now it's his word versus a word that's no longer here. So I don't think it was a hard case for him to win. I would still say that I'll pay attention. And if that wallet does start moving, I would say we're in for some interesting times with Bitcoin. So it's always interesting to report some of the headlines, and this was definitely one of them today.
Yeah, all I gotta say is Craig Wright move one Bitcoin out of a wallet, and then I'll believe you. Until that point, I don't believe the guy.
He's a wild guy, right? Like a bit arrogant in a sense. He was also he was instructed by the U.S. government to pay I think it was 100
million.
Yeah, 100
million to the family that just sued him. They feel like they didn't co-create Bitcoin together, but they did work together on a project. So they said that he does at least owe them $100 million.
Of course. And what was crazy, they were asking for about 600 million. So that was definitely a discount from what he said they were offering to pay them. Just to give you guys some insight on that, 1 million Bitcoin right now, that would be worth about $70 billion. So definitely some big money there. And like I said, we're just going to pay attention to it. It'd be interesting to see where the family gets paid from. If they get paid from that wallet, it would blow my mind. But I guess we'll have to tune in the rest of the week and see if anything else pops up on it.
Yeah, I don't think anything's gonna pop up. You're not even gonna be able to see him pay the 100 million that he already owes. I don't think.
No. He's worth some money. Like I won't go that far to play him that much. No. He's definitely worth a lot of money already, for sure. He was definitely
they'll have to pay it out
Bitcoin.
of his other assets other than Bitcoin.
Exactly. He has a company set up right now for the mining, and it's called WNK Info Defense Research LLC.
Oh, okay, interesting. Well, my last article is on this one. Scottish whiskey brand, the Dalmore, to offer a limited edition NFT. And the reason for this is kind of cool. Their last batch sold in Hong Kong for 8.75 million Hong Kong dollars, or $1.1 million. The brand says that the asset-backed NFT from the Blockbar platform can guarantee the buyer with authenticity and ownership verification. The liquor will be offered via NFT on December 7th through a lottery, and the set will be available for $137,700 US for this liquor NFT. So, I mean, their last group sold for that 1.1 million. So, I mean, 137,000, and doing it on a lottery, just, I think that's going to help establish or build the value for the rest of them as well, right? Because it's probably like a limited release, and then they'll sell more of it in the future or whatever too. So,
yeah, that is a lot of money, to say the least, right?
They're really well known for their scotch. Like,
I mean, scotch is always good, right? Whether it's single malt or whatever. I guess I'm kind of curious in the sense of how many would they put out, right? Like, if you're gonna sell them for that much, they would have to have some form of rarity to be able to.
I would assume so, and it doesn't say anything about the amount, but I would assume that the amount that they would have wouldn't be a large amount. But
yeah, I mean, it would have to have some form of rare, like it's got to have a rare.
Oh yeah,
and it has to come with some amazing packaging as well. I would expect the CEO himself to hand deliver that to my front door
for 137,000.
Oh yeah, while also hugging my kids, shaking my hand, and kissing my wife's hand. So I would expect some royal service, right? But regardless, I love to hear. I mean, just to hear the alcohol brands getting involved with NFTs, they might lead the way to kind of open up the door for more brands to get involved. I love what NFTs are doing as far as getting mainstream name brands in adoption and set for adoption for the next step ahead. So always good news when I hear about more major brands getting involved with whether it be NFTs or a Bitcoin. I'm more of a fan of them getting involved in NFTs because they still have to kind of make or use their brand to market NFT versus buying Bitcoin. They're just becoming a bigger player in the game. So always good to keep an eye on stuff like that, but it's always bullish news when you see these brands picking up on NFTs or cryptocurrency.
Yeah, definitely, for sure.
Well, so to jump into, you got something else?
No, I'm excited for this part too. I want to hear this part.
All right, so without further ado, guys, we've been bouncing around on the cryptocurrency all weekend, but this is the part of the section that we kind of jump into the total crypto market, see what's going on. When we left on Friday, the total market cap was around 2.74 or 2.69. I can't really remember, but bouncing around there. As you guys know, we took a big dump over the weekend. And the market actually is in recovery right now. We've seen lows over the weekend at 2.2 trillion. Now the market cap is at 2.85, kind of like, consolidating in a sense and sideways trading. Ethereum dominance is up to 20.8, guys. So that is really high. But Bitcoin dominance is at 38.5. We talk about this a lot on the show that we watch the dominance factors, especially me with Bitcoin, because Bitcoin dominance kind of lets you know we're also going to go when Bitcoin dominance is up. I mean, Bitcoin is going to be trending up when the dominance is down. It kind of lets you know that it's making room for something else to be as dominant as Bitcoin and take up some of that market cap. So I think this is really good bullish news for Ethereum. Bitcoin is still in a really good position. I love to see it around 38.5. I'm a big fan of seeing it low. I love to see other things spry up right now. I think Bitcoin is saturated a lot of the total market cap, and I think it kind of weighs in too much on what's going on in crypto. And I wouldn't mind seeing it balance out just a little bit more. I'm not saying that I want it to be balanced all the way around, but when you see Ethereum start pushing numbers up to 20% and Bitcoin's at 38, the room for Ethereum to flip Bitcoin, or that rumor that Ethereum could flip Bitcoin, starts becoming like a reality, right? So exciting times ahead. I'd pay attention a little bit more over the next week. And luckily for you guys, we're going to be right here every day, and you can just tune in and see what's happening inside. But till next time, guys, we appreciate you coming back on this beautiful Monday. Hope to see you tomorrow. And that's all I have for today. Scott, you got anything else?
No, I'm good. And we'll
all
see
right.
you tomorrow for sure. Tomorrow.
Until tomorrow, guys. Peace.
Peace. See you later.
Let's ride the wave up. Let's go.